It's Thursday and Gameplan 2022 is here. Tonight we're discussing a very interesting topic, and that topic has to do with the innate nature of human beings wanting to belong. We're talking about parties, belonging to parties, and to do this I am joined by Rose Mulwa, who's the party leader of Empowerment and Liberation Party. Karibu sana.
Good evening and welcome the viewers, and thank you so much TV47 for giving me this opportunity to talk to the Kenyans.
Sawa sawa, karibu.
Yeah.
And then I have Fred Okango, who's the Secretary of Political Affairs, KANU, and who also sits on the One Kenya Alliance Technical Committee. I understand you still do?
Yes, I do. I'm the spokesperson.
Is the One Kenya still intact?
Will ever be intact.
Well, thank you very much for joining us for this discussion. And I'd like to start with you, Madam Rose. This issue of party politics, I know the drafters of the 2010 Constitution had really given a provision where people can go ahead and vie as independent candidates. Just last week, the Register of Political Parties gave a sigh of relief to those who are going to lose at, party primaries. They'll have like 10 days to go it alone. Why do leaders still have that obsession about wanting to belong to political parties?
Thank you so much for that question. Just to correct a bit, today and tomorrow we are having ORPP, political parties, that is PPLOC, political parties liaison committee. We are in Machakos. In fact, I've just come from there, and we are there again tomorrow. Okay. And it was clarified that after the nominations, there will be no going it alone. It has been reversed now. Because the political party owners, they have felt that it will be unfair for the parties and that kind of thing. So today I left there around 6 p.m. And things have changed again. So if you lose nomination primaries, you have lost. You have to wait another year. Yeah.
So I got that from you. I mean, shouldn't it be anchored on?
That one is new, and it has just been agreed. Okay. It was around 5 p.m. when we were discussing it. Otherwise, I feel that we have got enough political parties, by the way, in Kenya. There are 82. And I feel that aspirants do not need to worry about whether they will go through the nomination or not. I feel that the people should change this feeling that I must belong to a particular party. Yes. And then you find 60 people going to stand in one place with one party to go and compete. 60. Yet we have got what? 82 political parties. I feel that if I were an aspirant and if I can advise them, just hook on any political party and just go through, because I've never had 82 aspirants in one place, 82 governors in one county, 82 senators in one county competing. They're always less than 82. So if they can stop this scenario that I must go with a particular party and then make their life so easy by just hooking themselves in any party, there will be no nominations even in Kenya. Yeah, there will be no primaries. They will all go and they compete the final elections, and I think it will be better for them. Yeah.
Well, Okango, what's this obsession about? You belong to one party, and I want us to talk about the ideologies, the party ideologies, and if we have some in Kenya anyway, what do you think drives this, the obsession of wanting to belong somewhere?
Thank you, Eric. First of all, I would want to make it clear that what the Office of the Registrar of Political Party has said is law. It is anchored in law. When the Political Parties Amendment Act was passed, the bill now is a law, the provisions are such that you can only run on one party and you can only belong on one party. And if you look at the regulations, IBC regulations, if you look at the timelines, it does not allow anyone who has contested or who has participated in party primary to seek nomination in another party because of those timelines. And therefore, that is discipline that law was instilling among party members. Number two, it is important also to understand that it is better to run on a party ticket than to run as an individual. And it takes me to your point of ideology. The Political Parties Amendment Act stipulates what we call identifiable ideology. A party shall have identifiable ideology. In our party, Kenya African National Union, KANU, we say that our ideology that forms part of our mission, vision, and principles is strengthening devolution, unity, equity, human rights, and the rule of law. And if you look at such ideology, it's very attractive, and that's why today we are receiving numerous aspirants who would want to run on KANU ticket, because KANU is the place to be. And just yesterday we did launch our party manifesto, and we say we are back to business. We are back to end theft of public money. We are back to strengthen devolution. We are back to make it inclusive for women to be in leadership. We are back to green Kenya, and we are back to have a country that has got purposeful public service. Now, that aspect alone of having an ideology and party that is governed by certain records, manifesto, constitution, is an attraction enough to enable you join a party. And also, you must understand that in joining a party, you are driven by the philosophy of the party. Unlike when you are not in a party, what drives you? What drives you is personal interest, not public interest. What drives you is personal ambition, not public ambition. What drives you is the assurance that you will have as many people as possible competing and being in those legislative houses, whether it's county assembly or national assembly. That one alone is an assurance that you are working for the public, unlike independent, even though the Constitution of Kenya allows for an individual to run as independent. Previously, we have seen where when you participate in nomination, or in primary, we used to call it primary, now the law has changed, it's now called primaries, you can actually party hop. And there's a deadline this time, this month, 26th, for you to run on a political party. By 26th, you must be a member of that party. And therefore, you can see the rush. For us in KANU, we are receiving people in drones every day. We receive them every day because of that attraction, because of the ideological, which is identifiable. So we believe as KANU that KANU is the place to be. And as I've explained, we believe also that while you have a political right in Article 38 to belong to any party, to push for agenda of any party, to mobilize or campaign for any party of your choice, we would want to encourage the public. Come to KANU, because we are saying we are fresh and form is different.
Okay. At this point, I want to remind our viewers that, you can, we'd like to get your feedback. We really love that at TV47KE. That's our Twitter handle. At Eric Mnene, that's my personal handle. And we're also on Facebook. That is at TV47 Kenya. Madam Rose, you're the leader of Empowerment and Liberation Party. Do you have an ideology that your party identifies with?
As a leader of Empowerment and Liberation Party, we identify with the empowering people and liberating them, because, and how do I say empowerment? We give them opportunity, because empowerment, sometimes people think it's when you give them people money or give them somebody an item, but we empower them by changing their mindset that you can have a party where you can have freedom of expression, freedom where you can come and we are not fighting anybody. It's a party which is independent, and we ask people from all corners of this nation to come and join us. And that way, we want to provide a platform where people can compete equally without saying, this person, this, or you have this connection. You just come, and it's open for everybody. And more so, we empower them by, like this time, we know economy is very bad. There are some who are coming, they say they can't afford even 1 shilling. And I look at them, I say, this young man, this Muzee, if he's given an opportunity, he has potential. And I'll give them a ticket without even going for any primaries. That is empowering a human being.
What criteria are you going to use
to
give those direct tickets?
What I'm doing, the only criteria I'm using for selecting the right person, because we are not going for nominations, I'm giving direct. It is integrity. Integrity, because you don't want to give somebody who has no character.
Okay.
If you have no character, I don't expect the voters from where you come from to vote you in. So integrity is very important to me, and the character, because we know, and most people, some people have no etiquette, have no character, they don't know how to talk to people. So if the character is there, and I'm also calling the chiefs from where the people come from, and that way I can tell this guy is okay. So I'm giving. That's the kind of thing we are doing, and then I believe that way they are liberated, because they know they can go to a place where there is a listening here. And again, being a lady, I feel that, you know, women sometimes we are different, because a mother can have children, some are drunkards, others are educated, others are even thieves, and even anything. Just name it, or retarded. But when she cooks the food and starts serving, she will not say, you'll eat less because you are retarded. She'll give evenly. Okay. So when they come, I know there are so many people who wanted to join politics. But when they come, I'm getting people from all over. It's not a regional party, it's a national party. Okay. I'm getting people from all over. It's a new party. Of course, I formed in 2017, but I'm getting, the response is good. Yeah, and I have time for them. In fact, they come to the office and I meet them one-to-one. I don't delegate, because I want to talk to them so that I can identify some values and that kind of thing.
Okay, I want us to speak on this issue of ideologies, and there's something that Okango has said, and I quite disagree with him. You said that, you know, independent candidates are basically pushed by personal interests. I'd like to disagree with that, but I know both of you will say your parties have ideologies and they identify with a particular set of ideologies. But then again, I've read over the years we've seen Kenyans and their leaders especially engaging in politics that are not really issue-based. What do you have to say about that?
Eric, politics is about competition and negotiation. And when you play politics, you play by the rules of the game, sometimes outside the rules of the game. But there is what governs how you play politics. The Constitution of Kenya, Political Parties Act, Elections Act, and the party constitution. Those documents are key in playing politics. And that's why I'm saying, if you were to run a proper political campaign as an aspirant, as a candidate, or as an elected member of parliament or senate or governor, then you must belong to a party. Because you are, today, if you look at the definition of a political party, it says a political party is a set of citizens with an aim of mobilizing people for election or for policy change, a group of people. So you cannot be a group of people if you're one person. That is the definition in Section 2 of the Political Parties Act. It's not Okango saying, it is the law. Now, if that is the definition, then it follows directly that it is important to belong to a party. But because everyone has got political right, the Constitution of Kenya did provide for people who can run as independent. I'm not saying running as independent is wrong, but I'm saying it is better to be attracted to a public ideology than an individual ideology. Because when you are driven by individual ideology, chances are very high that majority of the people might not really like your ideology, because politics is a mass movement. It is not an individual movement. It must be mass. Number two, the importance of ideology is a factor of change. It's a factor of change because we are moving into an election, particularly 2022. It's different from 2017, it is different from 2013, it is different from 2007. Why? This time around, we have seen the issues of economic priority are coming on board. And that belongs to a party ideology. For us in Kanu, we are saying in our manifesto that will bring back this country to business. We are saying economy, what is called uchumi na kazi. It means we must create employment in a labor-intensive environment, manufacturing, agriculture, health, all those things, and green energy that create opportunities for our people. That is creating jobs. That is economy. That is the only way you can sustain the economy. That one cannot just be an individual idea. It must be an idea that is conceptualized by majority, and that's why we call it a party setup. Then we call it an ideology that is identifiable, and that is informed by a manifesto, which is a party policy. And by the way, as a matter of fact and a requirement, every political party must have records. One of the records is manifesto, the other one is constitution. Now imagine, Eric, you are an individual in a party, or you are an individual, you are the party, and the party is you. So you are Eric Party of Kenya, and the aspirant is Eric Munene. So, I mean, really, how do you even keep your records? What is your manifesto? Your manifesto is Eric, your party records of constitution is Eric, your office is Eric, I mean, your symbol is Eric. That one, I mean, really, it doesn't show. So anyway, for us, as Independence Party, we believe that it is important that people join mass movements that translate into a party. Okay. And that way you can find yourself identifying with something that majority of the people would want to be changed. Okay. Take a case in place, devolution, that is a model of governance. And we have seen development come to the counties. In Kanu, we are now saying we have seen development used, I mean, counties as a unit of development, because now the equitable revenue is going per county. We are saying that when Kenyans give us an opportunity to lead this country, to be part of this government, to elect our members of parliament, our members of county assembly, we shall adopt the ward as the primary unit of accelerated development, so that we take devolution closer to the people. So instead of having the county as a unit of development, let's have the ward as a unit of development. And in the future, maybe we can even go as a village as the unit of development. Because where are the people of Kenya? The people of Kenya are in the villages, are in the wards. You walk across the road, you get to the school. Across the road, market. Across the road, dispensary and healthcare. That is how you can devolve services. That can only be happening when you have a party with identifiable ideology and has got a commitment, not a promise. Because we are saying this time, we must commit as a party to ensure that all these priority areas, the 5 of them, economy, devolution, ending theft of public money, responsible citizenship, and responsible public service, we must commit, we must not promise. We have seen promises. The past governments have been promising. They promised 1 million jobs. We never saw it to the young people. They promised Stadia. We never saw it. They promised...
but you're in an alliance with them.
I'm just saying, these are criticism I'm giving. And you see, I'm giving it based on the fact that there's part of that government that did say those words, and there's part of it that did not say those words.
But you can separate the two, but we'll come to that. It's a question I really want to
I think I want to add on this.
Just before we go to that, we'll come back to the recently revamped Jubilee Party and the pre-election alliance or coalition that they have with KANU. But Okango here belongs to the One Kenya Alliance. I understand, Madam Rose, you belong to the Eagle National Alliance, bringing together parties like Muungano Party, Agano Party, Daraja Party, and the Justice and Freedom Party. I'd like you to tell me briefly what your views are about the state of alliances in this country.
I think before I comment that, I want to comment something about independent candidates. I agree what he's saying. It's good to work within a party. But I feel that sometimes parties, we force people to go independent because of frustration. Because I know some people who have gone independent because they could not get opportunity to participate because the choices were not made properly. So I feel even the parties, we have also a role to play of pushing people to go as independent candidates. But to be, and that way they are not, I know they will not be very responsible because, as he says, they are the constitution, they are the manifesto, and they are everything. That one I understand. But I think the parties, we can also be fair to the aspirants. That kind of thing we can try. The other thing you are talking about, the Ingo Alliance.
The state of alliances.
The state of alliances. For your information, ELP is not in an alliance. We have not formed an alliance yet. That one was just, we were working on it, but it never materialized.
Okay.
Because there were some logistics which were not finalized. So we are still independent, we are not. But the state of alliance, I can say, as it is, ELP, we are independent. And independent means that we are not with an alliance or any coalition. There is nothing wrong with coalition. I cannot comment about coalition. But all I can say, we are independent, and I don't know where we'll go after some time.
Okay.
But we, as it is, we are independent.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong being independent, because we can start a journey, and when you come to a crossroad, somebody can go left, another one right, another one continues, and others can decide even to go to reverse and go backwards, and they are all right.
Okay.
Or we are, as the ELP, we are just providing an independent platform where anybody from any zone, whether you are Azimio, whether you are with OCA, whether we are with whatever UDA, you can come. We are independent as it is.
Sawa, sawa.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. We'll resume shortly. Time now for a very, very short break. This is Gameplan 2022. Remember, we value your feedback. You can tweet us at TV47KE, at Eric_Mnene. That is my Twitter handle. Keep those SMSs coming as well. 22047, that is our SMS line. We'll sample some of them right after this short break. Welcome back to Gameplan 2022. Thanks so much for staying with us. We're discussing party politics on this edition of Gameplan 2022. Fred, before we went to the break, you had brought up the issue of KANU being in an alliance with one part of Jubilee, not the other part of Jubilee. You cannot separate the two.
KANU signed a coalition agreement with Jubilee. That was for the purpose of 2017 election. You do realize that we are going into another election. And by the way, as a matter of fact, as we sit today here, none of the coalitions that are being talked about have been registered by the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties. None of them. They are still political formations. Those coalitions have got up to 9th of April. The Political Parties Act states that those coalitions shall be registered at least 120 days before the general election. That sets the date to 9th of April. Therefore, those are political formations. And it is true, yes, we have a coalition with Jubilee. And it doesn't stop us as a party to look for other partners. And those partners also include ourselves as Jubilee in coalition. So it's okay. Currently, we are in Oka formation. Okay. And tomorrow, we shall be signing our agreements as Oka political formation. Wiper Democratic Movement, Kenya African National Union, KANU, UDP, and NAC Kenya Martha's Karua, and 2 more surprises that will shock this nation, because we are saying this is a volcanic eruption. And therefore you can see the attraction that they are getting because of the nature of the parties, the type of the parties in this political formation. Then from there, we shall now move to face our potential partners head on and tell them, hey, we are here, let's move.
Well, political parties and formations recently have been promising Kenyans a lot of natural disasters, volcanoes and earthquakes.
Erica,
there's a reason I'm asking you this, because I've seen members of your party,
yes,
the party that you belong to,
yes,
giving ultimatums, and you know to who. And
who is that?
You know, Kalonzo Musyoka.
Kalonzo is not on our party.
No, I'm saying your party has been giving ultimatums to Kalonzo Musyoka.
Not at all.
Well, Nick Salat just now, there's a story that has been worked on by one of our reporters there. One of the sound bites that caught my attention was that, you know, Chairman, ukona kila kitu, why are we waiting?
You know, Eric,
yeah.
I'm sure you're talking about what happened yesterday, and I was present. Nick Salat, our able Secretary General,
yes,
did give his opinion, and he gave the reasons, and we do respect that.
Okay.
In his response, our chairman, Senator Gideon Moi, also said that it is important that we work as a team. Whatever formation we are, we work as a team. And it is understandable. I don't see anything wrong in that. This is politics, and in politics, you play the game by the rules sometimes you play the game outside the rules. But as a party, KANU, we strongly believe, as it has been said by our able chairman, Senator Gideon Moi, we strongly believe that unity of this country is more important than any other thing else. And Honorable Nick Salat has said the same thing. He is for the unity of this country. Our ED Wainaina has said the same thing. He is for the unity of this country. So we are speaking the same language, but we're just speaking it differently. And therefore, there's nothing to worry about. Number 2, you know, Oka, if you look at the composition of Oka, you have got suitable and capable leaders who have all been endorsed by their constituent parties to go and look for the top seat or to go and look for partners. Martha Karua has been endorsed by her party to go and look for partners. Senator Gideon Moi, my national chairman, was endorsed by the National Delegates Conference to run for the top seat and to make more friends.
Okay.
Kalonzo Musyoka of Wiper the same. UDP Jirongo the same. And even these other new friends that are going to come the same. And therefore it tells you that sometimes it calls for unity to realize a joint purpose. The joint purpose here, as you have said, and in our coalition agreement documents, we are very clear, Eric. We have said the driving factor is unity of purpose. The driving factor is to end corruption.
Okay.
The driving factor is the rule of law. The driving factor is to strengthen devolution. And if the like-minded come together, because we know that there are so many out there who would want to associate with us because our ideals are attractive, we welcome them. Now, the question has been, how do we move forward in a competitive environment where everyone is competing for space in a political dispensation like the coming election? That demands for tolerance, that demands for honesty, that demands for structured engagement, that demands for open talks.
Okay.
We have been having open talks among OCA principles.
Okay.
We have been having open talks and structured engagements with our potential partners, as we'll see in the coming 4 days.
And postponing signing ceremonies.
Every now and then. It's okay. You know, Eric,
very briefly.
There's nothing wrong
Okay.
with postponing an eruption.
Okay.
Volcano is a very good thing, because in this country, majority of the people have been suppressed. They have been suppressed with debts, they have been suppressed with corruption, they have been suppressed with bad health care, they have been suppressed with lack of employment.
Okay.
Oka is coming to erupt and give the new fountain of hope that every Kenyan is looking for. So if we postpone an eruption to make it bigger, nothing wrong about that. If we postpone a volcano, nothing wrong about that. If anything, we are working at our pace. We are within the timelines. The deadline for follicle formations is 9th of April. We are just in March mid.
Okay.
So there's nothing wrong. And the media should give us a break.
I've got some feedback from our viewers. One is for you and one is for Madam Rose. Madam Rose, someone asks, Jambo, have you held your National Delegates Conference, and how can people who want to vie, I believe that's what she means, people who want to vie under your party, how can they reach out to your party officials?
Oh, thank you very much. We launched our party last year in June in our offices. Our offices are in Karen, and we also launched chapters in Machakos County and chapter in Kirinyaga County.
Okay.
And anyone who wants to reach us, our offices are in Karen, and the telephone number, there are so many. I just give one, 0745 434229. That is 0745 434229. And they can also visit our website, and they can call anytime. We are open. There's a line which is open, like this one, 24 hours. 24 hours.
So, Rose Wairimu, there you have it. Got the, I hope you've got the answers that you wanted.
And I want to comment also on our party.
Yes, go ahead.
We have got, our party is very concerned about silent majority. We call them silent majority in Kenya because they are also silent sufferers. The silent majority we are dealing with, these professionals, they are people who are not in politics, but they sit and operate from the peripheries, and we are telling them to come and join politics. Is not a dirty game. These are people who are good character, there are people who are intelligent, there are people who are capable, and therefore we have people who are not controversial, because our party, we don't believe in antagonizing anybody, we don't believe to another party, we are just independent mind, liberated, knowing that we are Kenyans, and we want Kenya to be together, whether they are politics or not, because we cannot allow Kenya to be divided because of election or year. When we consider the time of COVID, whether you are rich or poor, whether you are in politics or not, the borders were all closed. And when they were closed and you got COVID, you either got healed in Kenya or you died here. And we agreed. That time, the Kenyans agreed in principle, either to wear a mask, to lock offices, people to work from home. And we are asking as ELP, as a leader of ELP, we are asking Kenyans to come together and work together, not to fight one another. Yeah, we have only one Kenya. So that is our ideologies as ELP, and I'm welcoming everybody, including those who want to be presidents. From MCA to president, they can come to our party and we will give them a direct ticket.
So there's one that's quite controversial here, and it's to be directed to one Fred Okango. I don't know why I keep losing track of that. I don't know why you're laughing, but yeah, I've got it. So yeah, there's a guy called Julius. This guy destroyed Okot party. I believe that is the Third Way Alliance, and now he's in Kanu. Listening to him, it's as if he's the spokesperson in One Kenya Alliance. He should define where his roles lie.
I am Secretary Political Affairs Kanu and spokesperson Oka by virtue of being a constituent member of Oka, which is Kanu. The other one that he has talked about, I think he's trying to feel nice. We shall not allow him this tonight.
That was nice. before we even talk about
Yes.
Anything else, I really want to know, and I really want our viewers to know, because
Yes.
it's a subject that is really confusing. The One Kenya Alliance, will it stay intact? Will the center hold until in what 5 months from now? Will the center hold? Will you have a presidential flag bearer?
Let me tell you, Eric, our principals, Senator Gideon Moi, Martha Karua, Cyrus Jirongo, and His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka have said it more than once in public, in the presence of the public, that One Kenya Alliance is determined to form the next government. We are dedicated to serve the people. We are committed to ensure that we save and secure the lives of Kenyans through a leadership that is focused, a leadership that is yearning for the desires of the public, to end corruption, to strengthen devolution, to ensure that there is inclusivity, particularly on women. And you do realize that it is the only political formation that has got a woman sitting at the pinnacle in the name of Martha Karua. If you look at the others, they don't have. The women in the others are flower girls. In Oka, we have a woman who is a woman of integrity, knowledgeable, suitable, and capable, sitting at the pinnacle in the name of Martha Wangare Karua. We have got leaders like Kalonzo Musyoka. We have got leaders like Senator Gideon Moi and Jirongo, and 2-3 more will be joining in the coming days, maybe tomorrow. So for us, this is a promise that we have made, and we have transformed it into a commitment that we are now going to hold together. And I can assure you, Eric, that you see, in politics, there are so many things that happen. And this time, the strategy of winning this election is not about masses that you ferry into the rallies. It's not about how you sit on top of a car and insult the president, or how you sit on top of a car and insult the other leaders. It's about how you engage the public strategically and how you attract them to your ideologies. As we have seen, the public are now saying, Oka is like that beautiful lady in the village. Every man would want to have Oka. And that's why you can see they're asking, will you hold on? Are you coming? Are you not coming? We are telling the people of Kenya that we are stronger and formidable enough to win this election. However, we also recognize that unity of this country is more important than our personal interest and our group interest. And therefore, we are willing as Oka to partner with anyone who thinks like us, who is attracted to our ideology, whatever party. And we have also made it clear that there are people we cannot work with, because the people that are in the yellow fever are not in any way attracted to our ideology. We shall not work with them.
We cannot go to that direction, but I get you. Madam Rose, do you feel like the mushrooming of several political parties in the country really segments Kenyans, and we end up being very, very, we don't get that elusive unity that we keep preaching, that politicians keep preaching? Don't you think we should just do away with all these parties and probably have 2 major political parties like many countries in the developed world do?
I don't believe that too many parties are in danger to the unity of this country. I think it's a sign of democracy, and it gives room for people to have a choice. If you can't fit here, you can fit in another one.
Yep.
And it all depends on the leader of the party. Because the leader of the party has to rise above tribes, a tribe or a region. A leader of the party must portray a national outlook. And that comes when you are constituting the secretariat, that is the members and that kind of thing. And even when we are, it can tell a lot the way a party is. Because when it becomes a regional party, that is not very healthy for the country. I feel the more parties we have, the better. Because instead of people going independent, the way we are saying, people are frustrated in this party, they can go to another party. And I feel the most important thing about Kenya, mind you, we have 42 tribes, but Kenyans are not tribalistic. What I've learned and I've seen, I used to be a KANU member in 1992. Okay. I was in the YK 92. And I like the freedom that you can go to any party, and now I've got a party, and I know My party is not a regional party, though I come from Machakos, it's not a regional party. I've got people all over the country, and when they come to the office, we speak the national language, Kiswahili or English. And I've got a feeling that Kenya, we have reached a point where we need to work as a team. Whether you are whatever party you are in, my brother should not be my enemy because he's in another party or another coalition. Because the main objective must be holding Kenya together, because we happen to be insulting each other when we go to those public rallies. We talk abusive languages, and I keep on saying, wait a minute, whether you have been there for a long time or a short time, we should respect one another. And I'm telling Kenyans, we have to respect one another. I tell them, let us respect His Excellency, the President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta as a President of the Republic of Kenya. Let us respect Dr. William Samoei Ruto as a Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Let us respect the retired Omolo, His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga as a former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. And also, let us respect Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka as a former Vice President of the Republic of Kenya. And in the same line, in the same vein, let us respect anybody who has held office in the past. And I tell them, because that is what an office. When the President of US enters a plane, even if it is the Kenya Airways, it changes to what? Air Force what? One. Okay. Isn't it?
Yep.
Those are offices, and even the executive, those who are in office. And you know why I'm saying that? I'm saying that because with the experience I have and the knowledge I have, the people who are seeking same offices, they should be expecting to be respected also when they're in those offices. And what I'm asking also, those people when they're in those offices, we don't care what differences they have gone through, what they agreed did not work and the other one worked. Let them not wash their dirty linen in public, because it is causing a lot of anarchy, a lot of discomfort for us who are looking upon them as our leaders. So I'm asking Kenyans, let us do politics with a difference, with respect, no antagonizing one another, no abusing one another. Just sell, as he's saying, sell your ideologies, and that's all we need. And we are going to be a better place. Kenya is a good place. We are fighting unemployment in my party. I literally hurts me when I see people who have graduated from university, the masters, they have got, others are not graduate, but they are capable. But they are jobless. Now they want youth, they are about 40, they are becoming 40, and they have no, those people have been wasted, their lives have been wasted. Kenya, we have got all we need. And you know why? How come foreigners, they come, they loan us money, billions, and they loan us money now and then. You know why? They know we are able to pay. That means there is the money we need to develop and create employment for our youth and our professionals. The money is in Kenya, it's not in America, and our children do not need to go to Dubai and the Middle East and be messed there. We need to agree, whichever party you are in, whether they are 100 or not, we work as one Kenya. The way you can have many companies, many hotels. Do we fight each other? You just sell the way you sell and cook the way you cook, and you are in this hospitality industry, and we live together. There is enough for all of us. We don't need to fight. We don't need to abuse one another.
Okay. I want to ask Okango a question, and the reason why I was asking about ideologies and parties is because you came out from one party and joined the other. But before that, I have a feedback here, a question from one Paul Obino is asking, tuning in to listen to your eloquent debate. What happened to Okot? I think you don't have to answer him that. Paul, I think I can answer that for Okango. I think I know what he's going to say. He can't speak for Okot. But seriously though, do you believe that the ideologies that the Kenya African National Union holds dear are better than those of the Third Way Alliance?
First of all, I am happy she's saying that we live together as one Kenya. The only thing she needs to do now to say alliance, then now One Kenya Alliance, and we welcome to the alliance. Number two, Kenya African National Union as a party has got the ideals that the people of Kenya would want to refer to live with, and to apply to themselves. And therefore, as a traction, personally as an individual, I strongly encourage the public who are not in any other party to join KANU. And I even encourage those who are in other parties and they feel that they can be better in KANU to come and join us, because KANU form is different, KANU is fresh, and we are saying we are back to business. Our back to business basically means we have realized that people are treating corruption like a celebrity conference.
You've not answered my question.
No, I've answered you. I just answered you.
KANU was there when you were in Third Way Alliance. You feel the ideologies are better than Third Way Alliance?
I can tell you, Eric, my rights in Article 38 guides me, and it says everyone has a choice in making political decision. You are free to make a political choice to campaign for a party of your choice. Okay. I have chosen KANU. Okay. Does that answer you? So I can proceed. Okay. So in my as I proceed, I can say, you know, Eric, for us in KANU, we strongly believe, and as a principle, in the promotion and protection of local economy. We believe in the promotion and the protection of special interest groups, youth, women, people with disability, and ethnic minority. We also believe in strengthening devolution. And we are saying in strengthening devolution, we don't just say strengthen and give resources, but take the services closer to the people's doorsteps where they are. That one alone can tell you that this is a party that values the most common, ordinary person in this country, because those services will be at his or her doorstep. And therefore, that in itself is an attraction that attracts Okango, that should attract even Eric Munene, that should attract Onyango, that should attract Adija, that should attract Lokeper, because KANU, first of all, is a national party. Today, it is only KANU that has got structures in 47 counties. The law requires majority of the county, like 24. But today, we have structure in 47 counties. And if you follow the basic requirements of political party in Article 91, it says that a party shall not be formed on the basis of religion, race, and tribe, all those things. Look at KANU, the composition, in its leadership alone. Majority are from all over the country. Okay, so the gender parity. I'm just trying to explain this so that you see, you see how I'm answering that question in another format. It's
because I want us to wrap up, and I also want her to give the rejoinder.
I just want to comment on this one thing. I think I'm not for praising any party and saying this one is better than the other one, because when you read the Bible, John chapter 8, Jesus said, whoever has not sinned, throw the first stone. I think we are not sanitizing any party. I don't want to sanitize any party, because anyone has a weakness, but everybody has got their own rights. I just want, my call is to Kenyans, whichever party you are in, let us, this time of elections, uphold peace, unity, and we don't fight, irrespective of the party you are in. Let us work together. If we agree, we form one coalition, all of us, I think there's nothing wrong with that. But otherwise, I feel that a party can be formed this year and outshine even the old parties. You can't say the last born, that the first born is brighter in school than the last born. So I think let's give even the new parties a chance. So that they can also prove themselves.
Okay, so yeah. Fred, as you wrap up, you mind giving us a sneak peek of probably who's that's joining the One Kenya Alliance? You've promised a volcano. You mind giving us a bit of lava that is not very harmful?
the eruptions are very mild, but very serious in the political environment, because they are going to make Kenyans be great, because we are back to business. And you know, Eric, we are saying tomorrow, as OCA, the constituent parties plus others shall join in the signing of the coalition documents that will position us to face Kenyans and tell them this is the real deal, because here is where we should belong. And for the question on to who is coming in, that is the news for tomorrow. We welcome you. We shall give the venue.
Okay, so thank you. Your final remarks, Madam Rose?
My final remark is
Very
that
briefly.
I'm requesting Kenyans and aspirants who want to join a party, a new party which has got is liberating people from any oppression, from any delays, and instead of going it alone as an independent party, just come to us and come quickly, because the chances are very few.
Okay.
And thank you so much, TV 47, for having us. We'll come again. Thank you for the welcome.
Thank you very much
for
as
your
well for that. Thank you to viewer for keeping us company until